Hey guys, what's happening? I am about to try to do a quick, for me, this is crazy, right? Try to do a quick yoga session for you guys. Hopefully it'll be around 30 minutes. We'll do some movement for 15 and then meditation for 15. So what do you think about that? Try it out. I apologize ahead of time. The lighting is not professional. The scenery is not professional. This is just me doing what I can with what I have for you. So please enjoy. Watch me waddle back to my mat. Here we go. Come to a seated position. We're going to do one round of Kapalabhati. Inhale and reach your arms up, and exhale, bring them to a goal post. Create soft fists with your fingers, and your thumbs point up. You can see my one thumb in the white background over here. Take short, sharp exhales through your nostrils, seal your lips, and draw your abdomen up and back with every exhale. We'll count 33. 10. Keep counting to yourself as you exhale through your nostrils and draw your abdomen up and back. 20. Count up to 33 for yourself. And when you arrive at 33, inhale and reach your arms up and interlace your thumbs. Elongate your spine by reaching your arms straight up and your fists reach for the sky. Tuck your chin back, Jalandhara Bandha. Hold your breath at the top. Draw your abdomen up and back, Udayana Bandha. Engage Mula Bandha, the root of your pelvic floor or your perineum muscle, that Kegel muscle, or what you squeeze off to stop yourself from urinating. Keep holding until you need to exhale. Once you need to exhale, release all three bandhas, release your shoulders, release your thumbs, and allow them to follow the pace of your exhale. Envision tracing an arc of light around your body, sealing you in a protective orb. Inhale naturally and exhale naturally as well. Keep your eyes closed. Notice the sensations that come to you. Notice the thoughts that come to your mind. Notice the sensations that you feel in your body. Simply tune in. Inhale and gaze all the way up, and exhale, bring your left ear to your left shoulder and keep exhaling as your chin rounds to the center of your chest. Inhale, right ear to right shoulder, and then let your head fall back behind you. As you begin to exhale again, let your head continue the circles around and down, exhaling, exhaling. And then when you start that inch upward towards your right shoulder, begin inhaling. And then when you get to the back, when the back of your head is tilted all the way towards your spine, then exhale and reverse the direction. So have your right ear come down to your right shoulder on your exhale. Bring your chin to your chest. Inhale and have your left ear come up to your left shoulder. And at the fullest part of your inhale, your neck should be nice and taut, your chin and nose facing upwards. When your exhale begins again, start inching your right ear down towards your right shoulder, and then your chin tucks in towards your chest. Feel that stretch across the back of your neck. When you begin to inhale, left ear to left shoulder, and head comes to the back, nose and forehead point up. Last one. On your exhale, right ear comes to right shoulder, and then chin comes into your chest. Inhale and gaze straight up. Open your arms up out to the side. Little cat-cows here while seated. Exhale, draw your navel back and reach your fingertips forward to touch each other. Inhale, open wide. Shine your heart. Exhale and curl up into a tiny ball like a cat, but have your fingertips come and touch in the front of you. One more. Inhale and open. And exhale, round and arc the spine as you draw the navel in towards the chest. Inhale, shoot your arms out to the side and place your left hand down on the floor. Reach your right arm up to the ceiling. Keep your shoulder in line with your hips and gaze up towards your right elbow. Breathe. As you exhale, ground your right hip down towards the floor, and with every inhale, reach your right fingertips up towards the sky. Exhale, ground down. Feel that nice stretch in your side body between your hip and your rib. Inhale and reach and lengthen. Last exhale here. Draw your navel back, wrap your ribs in. And inhale, reach back up and place your right hand down to the floor. Inhale, your left fingertips up and over your head. Exhale and ground your left hip down into the floor. Inhale and reach your left fingertips all the way up. Turn your head to gaze back at your left elbow while keeping your right shoulder in line with your right hip. Inhale, fill up, feel the expansion in your left side body, and exhale, ground your left hip down to the floor. Inhale and feel the lift in your left rib, kind of like it's trying to separate off that oblique muscle. Last exhale. And then inhale, reach all the way up and back to center. Place your palms on your knees and begin swirling your body around and around. Then notice your breath. Inhale as you arc your shoulders back and reach your chest forward, and exhale as you sink your hips and chest back. Inhale, exhale. Inhale forward, and then reverse the direction. Woo! Come back and around your left hip. Inhale forward around your right. Exhale back left. Inhale forward right. And if it feels better to inhale when you come back and exhale when you come forward, don't worry about it. It's all good in the hood. All right. We've got those 3 directions of the spine. Now inhale and reach your arms up, and exhale, plant your right fingertips on your left knee and place your left arm back behind you. 3 breaths here. Inhale and reach your spine nice and long, and exhale, gaze lightly over your left shoulder. Inhale, sit up nice and tall. Don't let your low back sink down, and exhale, twist. Draw your outer right rib back towards your outer left hip. Inhale, lift. Exhale, twist. Inhale, reach both of your arms up and come back to center, and then exhale, left hand outside of right knee. Place your right arm back behind you. Inhale again, find length here, even weight in both sits bones, and exhale, gaze back behind you. Inhale, don't let your low spine dip. Lift it up, engage your core. Exhale, gently twist back by trying to reach your outer left rib towards your outer right hip this time. Inhale, lengthen, and exhale, twist a little bit further. Inhale, reach both arms up, and then exhale, plant them down. Walk your hands out in front of you. Shift your cushions, if you had any, off to the side. Come into tabletop position, so your knees are directly underneath of your hips and your palms are directly underneath of your shoulders. Tuck your toes under. Inhale and find length in your spine, so draw your navel up. See how my back is a little bit arched here? Draw your navel back so that there's a bit more flat space on your low spine. And then exhale, lift your knees, send your hips back to downward facing dog. walk your toes so that they're directly underneath of your hips. So just notice if they're super wide or if they're touching each other. This is just to give your sacrum a little bit of space, a little bit of movement. Notice where the pressure is on your toes, on the balls of your feet. You can walk the dog, as they say, and stretch those calf muscles a little bit, and then come to find stillness. Bent knee downward facing dog so that you can draw your ribs down towards your thighs, elongate through your spine by pressing through your palms, and press equally into each fingertip as well. Exhale here. Inhale, gaze forward, lift your heels, bend your knees, and hop as lightly as you can land, feet between your hands, forward fold, Uttanasana. Grab onto alternate elbows and reach your elbows out in front of you on a diagonal. So your bent knees are there so that you can bring your ribs as close as possible to your thighs. Maybe they touch, maybe they don't. If they don't, maybe try bending your knees a little bit further. It's okay to bend, bend, bend. It takes some weight and pressure off of that sacrum and your low spine, your lumbar. Breathe here. Let the crown of your head or your forehead, your third eye, point down towards the mat on a diagonal line. And then inhale, release your fingertips, sweep your arms back behind you. Exhale, lower them down, and then inhale, keep your hips sinking back over your heels and reach your arms out in front of you. Sit back into chair pose, Utkatasana. Weight is in your heels mostly. Draw your abdomen back so your hips are a little bit slanted down towards the floor, and reach your arms up only as far as you can while keeping them straight. So maybe you're still low. Maybe your arms are lower than your ears. But they're reaching up towards your ear to be parallel ultimately. You really got to squeeze your shoulder blades back and together for that. Wherever they are is fine. Exhale and sink a little bit lower, and then inhale, straighten your legs. So straight spine, rise up. Exhale, bring your hands to heart center, Samastiti or Tadasana. Exhale, open your palms out to the sides, reach your fingertips down for the floor, spread those fingers super wide. Wow, like you're a gecko climbing on a wall here. Inhale and sweep your arms down by your hips, out in front of you, straight, strong arms, and then up towards the sky. Draw your abdomen back, wrap your ribs down, and then exhale, hinge at your hips and fold yourself forward. Inhale, halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Place your hands wherever they fall, but straight arms, and draw your shoulder blades back to find a straight line with your spine. Crown of your head reaches for the front of the mat. Exhale, plant your fingertips down, send your right leg all the way back as far as you can, and then lower your right knee and untuck your right toe. Inhale and sweep your arms out and up. So you're reaching up with your arms in line with your torso, and then they lift and extend. Use your abdomen. 3 breaths here. Reach up on your inhale. Keep your pelvis and abdomen tucked, and on your exhale, hinge forward at the hips. Sorry, don't hinge forward at the hips. Shift your hips forward, keeping your abdomen tucked and your ribs down. Last inhale here, and then on your exhale, here's the tricky part. You're going to press off of your right toes, and you're going to swing your arms forward, like a big crunch into Uttanasana, and then interlace your fingers behind your back. Bound Uttanasana, forward fold. Exhale here, let it all out and reach the fingertips for the back of the head. Inhale, undo the interlacing, sweep the arms down by the toes, out by the ears, and then rise up through chair pose or Utkatasana to Urdhva Hastasana. Reach up. Exhale, hands to heart center. And then open the palms, face forward, fingers reach for the floor. Feel that space in your neck between your ears and your shoulder blades. Inhale, sweep your arms out in front of you and up, and exhale, forward fold, hinge at your hips. Bend your knees when you need to. Inhale, halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Straight line in the spine. Exhale, fingertips down, left leg comes back, low lunge. Lower the left knee, untuck the left toes. Inhale, sweep the arms down by the floor and out in front of you. Line up your arms with your spine, then use your abs to lift your torso up. Anjaneyasana. Crescent lunge, low crescent lunge. Every inhale, reach your side bodies nice and long, and exhale. Shift your entire torso forward to bring more of an expansion in that hip flexor in the left leg. So we're not hinging forward here, we're bending a little deeper into that knee as we lower the hips closer to the floor. One more inhale and reach up more than back, and exhale, you're going to press off your left toe this time. Pressing off the top of it, try not to tuck it, resist the urge, and come into forward fold Uttanasana. Switch the interlacing of your fingers behind your back and reach your palms for the floor in front of you. Bend your knees as much as you need to. Let your head hang loose. Inhale, sweep your arms down, out by your ears, and rise up. Exhale. Hands to heart center. Tadasana. Inhale, reach your arms out and up. Exhale, forward fold. Swan dive. Inhale, halfway lift. Find length, engage your core. Exhale, fingertips down, right leg back, low lunge, but keep your heel lifted this time. Inhale, sweep your arms out and rise up to high crescent lunge. Feel that extension. Keep the right knee, right leg straight and back heel lifted, right? Don't let it fall down here. Really use that muscle to launch you forward, launch you up. Engage that right calf muscle. And then exhale, let the right heel fall down and open to warrior two. Reach both arms out in either direction. Notice where your torso is. Is it shifted forward? Is it shifted back? Or is it over your hips? Exhale, lower your right arm. Lift your left arm up. Reverse the warrior. And exhale, cartwheel your hands down. Low lunge. Send your left leg back, high plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Lower down any amount by bending your elbows. Keep your toes tucked. And then inhale, lift your heart. Draw your shoulders back. Upward dog with tucked toes. Exhale, engage your core to lift your hips back. Downward facing dog. Inhale, gaze forward, lift your heels, bend your knees, and hop to forward fold. Inhale, sweep your arms out, elbows by your ears, and rise up. Exhale, hands to heart center, and open them down by your sides. Inhale, reach out and up. Exhale, swan dive forward. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, left leg back. Keep the left heel high and the left knee. Inhale, sweep the arms out and rise up to crescent lunge. Again, straighten an engaged back leg. Heel is lifted, not falling down. Use the calf muscle. Use the quad muscle. Use the abdomen. Draw it back. Nice and long in the side bodies. Then exhale, lower the left heel down, open to warrior two on the other side. Notice where your torso is. Is it in the middle of your body? Over your hips? Or is it leaning? Right? Straighten out that spine. Inhale, lower your left hand, reach your right arm up, reverse the warrior, keep that knee bending. And exhale, cartwheel your hands down to the floor, send your right leg back to high plank. Bend your elbows any amount. Boop. Inhale, draw your shoulder blades back. Keep your hips lifted and your core engaged. Upward facing dog with tucked toes. Exhale, downward facing dog. Pike your hips up. Exhale here. Inhale, lift your heels, and exhale, lower your knees. Inhale here and exhale, sink your hips back over your heels. Balasana, child's pose. Rock your head from side to side, massage your temples. Or is it temple? Do you have more than one temple? Is it plural or singular? Who knows? Let your hips sink and melt down. I wish I was there to give you a nice little hip rub. Envision my hands, my palms rubbing the outside of your hips. You can even take your own palms and rub the outside of your hips. Press back on that little meaty crease. Squeezing at the sides. Feels so nice. You can even walk your palms back onto your sacrum and press down there as well. It's a little harder. Maybe flip your palms so that the back of your palms are touching your low spine and sink your hips back that way. Just rub into them. Ooh, use the knuckles. That can be really nice too. Work out any kinks you feel wherever you feel tightness. Place your palms back out in front of you and gaze forward. Inhale, walk your hands back and come up onto your knees. Lift your hips up so you come to a kneeling position, and then place your palms, fingertips facing down, thumbs on the outside of your hips. Coming into camel pose, Ustrasana. Keep your hips over your knees, and then draw your elbows back. When your heart is shining forward, lifting from your upper rib cage, let your head fall back a little bit. And then tuck your chin back. So it's like your head's on a little swivel. Keep your knees hugging in towards the midline, squeezing in towards the center to protect your sacrum again. You can even press pretty heavily down on your sacrum bone. Just don't press into your upper spine, right? Give some traction here or extension in the low back. One more inhale. Exhale fully. And then on this inhale, rise forward, coming back into tabletop position. Shift your shins so they cross over like an X behind you, and walk your hands back so that your hips sit down. Whatever leg is on top, cross it over the outside of that bottom knee. You can extend the bottom leg out in front of you if this feels too restrictive, or keep it tucked under. Right elbow, or whatever elbow is opposite your top leg, grab onto your knee and really hug it in. Give it a nice squeeze. Oh, feel how good that feels on that hip flexor. Mine are always tight. I don't know about you guys. Inhale and lift your opposite arm up and place it back behind you. Our final twist of the day. Inhale and lift. Again, notice if you're dipping in that low back. Engage your core, lift your spine up nice and long, and exhale. Look back over your shoulder, just gazing at your past, right? We don't need to dissect all that shit that happened to us. Just, oh, how's it going? Look at me. I'm doing fine, thank you very much. Peace. And then exhale, come on back to center. Walk your hands out in front of you so your knees are kind of stacked on top of each other. Whichever way your top leg is pointing, that top toe, shift forward. You can like rock yourself forward onto your hands and press into the balls of your feet so you come up to stand. I'm going to get all twisted here with this microphone. Follow the direction of that top foot. Keep following it, following it, following it. I'm going to get really twisted. Keep your toes where they are. So keep your toes on the floor and then keep going around in that same direction, right? Don't watch me. I'm just going to flip this around. You keep your toes where they are. Keep following, following, following. Come around until you're cross-legged the other way. Then bend your knees gently down and sink your hips back. Yogi magic. Take your opposite arm this time, hug that top knee in towards your chest and wrap your top elbow, your opposite elbow around the knee. Again, you can extend your opposite leg, the bottom leg, out in front of you straight if it's too restricting to have them tucked under, or you can tuck that heel in close to your opposite sits bone. Inhale your non-bent elbow up and place it back behind you and gaze back over your shoulder. Last twist on this side. Inhale, find length. No dipping in the low back, please. Engage that core. You can walk your hand in closer to your sits bones to prop yourself up. Gaze lightly back at your past. What's up? I learned from you. Oh, yes, I did. I had some experiences and they were lovely, and I don't need to dissect it anymore. I already learned my lessons, booyah. I don't need to break my neck to dissect. Boom. Opposite rib to opposite hip. Whew. Engage in that core. On your next inhale, come back to center. Extend both your legs out in front of you. Inhale, sit up nice and tall, staff pose or dandasana. Exhale, hinge forward at your hips. Let your heart lead the way. Keep your spine nice and straight. Don't let it bend or round yet. Just take a nice inhale here, keeping it nice and long. Use your thigh muscles and your hip flexors and your low abs to pull, to decrease that angle here. And then let your hands lower wherever they fall. You can turn them to palms face up. And now let your head come down. Let your shoulders round. Gaze back towards your third eye in the direction of your belly button or the back of your low spine. Breathe. Gaze inward. What's coming up now for you, as opposed to when we've done one round of Kapalbhati? What sensations do you feel in your body? What sensations do you acknowledge in your mind? Inhale and lift up first your head. Whoa, you might get a head rush. And exhale, sit back. Grab onto a cushion. Anything you have at your disposal and come to sit on top of it comfortably. We will only be here for a minute or so. We're going to go through a really short meditation here, and then I will leave you to do your own Shavasana. So set a timer for yourself. So sitting in a meditation seat, comfortable, right? You can have cushions underneath of your knees. I'm sitting up on 3 of these relatively thin cushions, as you can see. Place your hands wherever they feel the most still and the least likely to shift or want to move. That can be palms face up. That can be palms face down. That could be hands at the belly, hands at the heart center, wherever you feel the most at peace and at rest. So the least likely to move. Inhale, let your belly fill up with breath. Let it get really big and full. Exhale and draw your navel back towards your low spine. Inhale and fill up. Exhale, draw it back. Inhale, fill it up. Exhale, draw it back. Inhale, fill up your belly, and then pause at the top of your inhale. Before you exhale, draw your abdomen back. When you get to the bottom of your exhale, pause before you inhale again. Inhale, super full belly. Let it expand out to the front, out to the sides, even out to the back. Pause at the top. Allow your exhale. Draw your abdomen back. See how small, how narrow, how tiny you can get at your waist. How much you can wrap your ribs down, let your shoulders fall away from your ears. Pause before you fill up again with breath. Inhale all the way up at the top of your inhale, pause. And exhale, draw everything back towards your spine. Let all of the breath out of your beautiful body. Pause before you inhale again. No forcing here. You don't have to be following the pace that I'm cueing. Just breathe in and pause, and breathe out and pause. Find the full range of both your inhale and your exhale, and pause in between. It's simply a practice of acknowledging how long your breath is, your natural breath. So if you feel any force or strain, like if you breathe all the way in and you want to breathe in even bigger, just stop yourself there and pause. And then allow for the exhale again. If you're trying to squeeze out every last drop of breath in your exhale, oh, I don't have any more breath to give. You're at the end. Just pause before you inhale again. Now take that breath, that full inhale and pause, and full exhale and pause. Whatever the rhythm is, don't try to change it. Just allow it to be what it is. And see how still you can be in the rest of your body. The only movement is coming from the breath. The only expansion is happening in the belly. It's a good sign that you might be forcing it a bit too much if the breath comes beyond the belly. No need to force. Just allow the breath to be what it is. Gentle pause, very brief, in between each breath. At the bottom of each exhale, and the top of each inhale. Notice how fluid your breath can be. How fluid, how non-stopping or halting can you make that pause? Envision it like a balloon that's just floating up. Imagine a feather falling down before it touches the water. Just pauses. Then the balloon fills up with helium until it reaches a cloud. It turns into a feather and floats down to the water. When it lands on the water, it becomes a balloon that fills with helium. When it reaches a cloud, it becomes a feather and falls delicately down to the water. When it touches the water, it fills that helium balloon. It rises up to a cloud and turns to a feather and sinks down to the water's edge. Delicate and light, light and delicate. The element of air. Your breath is the element of air. Your breath exists in all of the in-between spaces in your body. Keep breathing as delicately and still as possible, as if you yourself were the quality of air, were the floating nature of it. Nowhere for it to go except up and down. No movement necessary, only stillness. Air and breath is ever expansive, it's omnipresent, it's within you and all around you, in between all of your joints and blood vessels, in between every hair follicle on your head, in between all of your organs, the innards of your intestines, your blood vessels, your veins, your fascia, your muscles. It's the spaces in between the very cells that make you up. Like you were traveling on a little intravenous spaceship, just floating around in the plasma of your body, in the air, in the space. You contain infinite space within you. There is infinite space around you. Recognize that. The miracle of being a dense physical body here on the earth and simultaneously being a infinitely spacious interior, having infinite space around you that extends beyond even the perception of our minds. The infinite universe that lies all around you in every direction is also contained within you. How miraculous. All of these spinning spheres, orbs, energy centers, chakras, they are not only the 7 that lie along our spine. You have billions of chakra centers everywhere in your body, rotating, spinning, whirling energy. It's so nice to just sit and be still and acknowledge the imperceptible energy that is whirling around within you, almost mirroring that of the cosmos around you. You are made of magic. You are made of stars. You are made up of a million galaxies, all the inner workings of them. The way that not only the energy, but the cells, the atoms, the molecules of your being interact with each other, interrelate. It's incredible. Take that awareness of the infinite magic that you contain within you. Take that with you as you lie slowly back down on your mat. Shift into Shavasana, corpse pose. Keep your eyes closed. There's no need to open them. Lie back, lie down. Separate your feet hips width distance apart, a little bit further than that, out to the outer edges of your mat. Or if you don't have a mat, just your hips. Let your toes fall out to the sides. Let your arms open up down by your hips and separate them a bit from your body, from your hips. Let your palms face up in a gesture of reception. See if you can perceive the magic that exists right on the other side of your physical exterior, your skin, that permeable boundary between this realm, this dimension, and the next. What does it take to shift, to expand the very energy that is you, that is within you, out into the vastness of the universe that lies just beyond your skin? Feel the heaviness of your physical body and the lightness of the skin on your front body, from the tips of your toes, past your toenails, your toe joints, the tops of your feet, the front of your ankles, the front of your shin bone, your kneecaps, your thighs, over your hips, your abdomen, your belly. Let it breathe imperceptibly. Feel the skin on the tips of your fingers. Follow it down into your palm, the base of your palm, the little wrinkles or crevices of the front or the insides of your wrists, the forearms, the inside of your elbow crease, the underbelly of your upper arms, the top fronts of your shoulders, your chest, front of your ribs and your breastbone. Feel little creases in your neck. Follow it up over your chin, over your jaw, spreading up towards your cheekbones. Crisscross over your nose, over your eyelashes, your eyelids, your eyebrows, up towards your hairline, and feel like every hair follicle is just falling, sinking back into the earth. Feel following the hairline down to the crease of your top of your ear, around the curvature of your ear, down to your earlobe. And follow that down the back of your skull, to the little points at the base of your skull, and then up to where your head meets the mat. Follow that line to the crown of your head. Then release all of that energy into the universe. Follow that line out into the infinite. See what you find. you would like to stay here, please feel free. If you're ready, reach your arms up and over your head. Draw your feet together to touch. Point your toes and stretch your fingertips long. Reach your whole body in a nice straight line. Feel that gentle arc in your low spine, and then exhale. Roll over onto your right side. Use your hands or your forearms to support your head. Draw your knees up towards your chest as much as you want. Fetal position. Rest for a breath. Leave everything here on the mat that you would like to let go of. And bring with you the things that you would love to move forward with, to grow with and from. Gently press your palms into the floor and assist yourself in rising back up to a seated, comfortable position. You can keep your eyes closed, you can open them. You can still be lying down in Shavasana, yogi's choice. When you arrive to a comfortable seat, reach your arms out and open your heart. Exhale and wrap both of your arms around your shoulder blades and give yourself a nice big squeeze. Hug yourself, love yourself, massage yourself with your fingers. Rock yourself back and forth, soothe yourself. When you're ready, lift your head, bring your hands back to heart center and gently bow. In honor of all of the universal magic that resides within you and the connection that you are capable of making with the universal energy that exists everywhere around you, radiating out from you. I honor you. Honor yourself for taking time to show up, to be present, to breathe, to meditate, to be guided, to move consciously. Open your eyes slowly and let this practice be enough. I love you. You love you. See you soon.